In the sea of glitter bomb bandit beaters, poorly designed wastes of time. Click and forgets, something you just hop on for quick enjoyment when you're bored because, well, you don't have anything better to do. And, cancer! There seems to be no hope left at all on Roblox for me. I've been on Roblox for many years now, and maybe with your friends you could find some form of enjoyment in these games, but for me, a solo player, almost nothing has caught my eye. For someone who didn't have the money, technology, or opportunity to play anything else better for close to a decade, this is a site I blew all of my free time on for years. Thousands of hours invested into tycoons, anime games, pizza games, all types. As I grew up, the more I played Roblox, the more I realized that there was less and less hope to be found for genuinely good games. Passion projects with good game design were obscure, if ever at all succeeded, and as these games became rarer and rarer, coupled with the mass proliferation of bad games with flashy effects dominating the scene, eventually my taste evolved. Over time, I grew to where I knew I couldn't spend my time playing these games anymore. I just couldn't. There was no satisfaction or value to be derived from these Roblox games as a solo player relative to the time I was sinking in. That was until December 20th, 2021. Deepwoken on release was the biggest shit ever. Finally, a Roblox game that was actually good. No more bandit beating or brainless mashing. You had to parry with a combat system directly inspired off Sekiro, what many consider to be one of the greatest combat systems in any video game ever made. The combat was skill-based and not true stun garbage like what I had been used to for years. An entirely original soundtrack, solely developed for the purpose of a block game on Roblox. That was new to me at the time. Seriously, an entirely original soundtrack made for a Roblox game. Amazing level design that utilized the game's core movement and mechanics to help guide players intuitively to the next area. Quality and Roblox were two things that didn't match, and with its own story and lore being made out of it with player discussion, it was like the savior of Roblox developers came down and gave us a gift. Some inkling of value and quality in complete polar contrast to the massively processed garbage on the platform. At the time, however, I didn't have the technology or money to really efficiently play the game. So when it released, I was like, psst, Deepwoken? It's got recency bias tatted all over it. People are only hyped about it because it's new. Give that bitch 2 weeks and it's done for. It's been 3 years. However, my friend did buy me the game and I enjoyed it. Like, really enjoyed it. Man, when that game first dropped and I got on a couple months after release, that was my fucking life, dude. Hundreds of hours sank in. I didn't give a fuck what I could do in Deepwoken. I just wanted to hop on. The rewarding combat with the intriguing exploration and immersive levels along with the build variety made almost every other Roblox game at the time look like fucking Pong compared to this shit. Eventually, however, after so long, I quit. Despite many qualities of the game being great, there were a lot of issues I had. First, Roblox servers are so fucking shit that half the time when you were playing a game, these servers gutted your connection, so at times it was completely unplayable. Next, traveling in the game. Awful and a waste of time. Going from one place to the next without highways, fast ships, or events to do at the sea at the time was the most slow, boring, sleep-inducing. One Piece Dressrosa dragged. Not even that. I was reversing time on that bitch with how slow I was going. Traversal in any video game I've ever played. Going anywhere to anywhere was such a waste of time. Not the actual destination itself. The actual traversal was so slow and inconvenient, I seriously have to question what it's doing in the game, even now. Please, Deepwoken devs, if you're watching this, add fast travel. And third, my PC was a complete shitbox back then, so the actual experience itself was very spotty. Regardless, I still enjoyed the game. It's just that the connection and my shitbox of a computer harmed my performance to a degree where I couldn't play the game very effectively. I haven't actually played this game consistently for the last 2 years or so. Yeah, maybe I'd get on once every 6 months to get the new element or whatever, maybe check out a new weapon or see how the game's doing for 20 minutes, but really, my enjoyment of the game dwindled due to the aforementioned issues. My attention from Roblox drifted toward greener pastures, yet I still had confidence in the game. I didn't really play Roblox after I stopped playing Deepwoken, but I knew that it had potential. With the already established concepts and quality that it had delivered, I was confident that Deepwoken could have been developed into a true masterpiece. Not one for just Roblox games, a genuine masterpiece in all video games. You see, most Roblox games have a formula and advance everything but the core systems, so that the game always remains mediocre at best. Like raw meat with more seasoning on it. Raw meat will always be raw meat and can't pass a certain threshold of quality due to the fact that raw meat isn't healthy to consume no matter what else you add on unless you cook it. Deepwoken was a well-cooked steak with shitty seasoning that makes the meal worse but could be easily changed. Deepwoken had good systems and constantly evolved, so I had faith that they could make the game into something incredible. At this point years ago, I had already given up hope for the platform as a massively processed time waster, but this was the last defense. Years later, in 2024, they add a blood attunement. That was the first turn on. The second was that they had a currently ongoing Halloween event for easy access to rare items like blessed gems, high stat gear, and finally, with the percolating interest in the game that had evolved over time, what better point to get on Deepwoken than now? It's been years since I really played the game, so let's pop in. To first get the new attunement, we need to beat the major endgame boss, Chaser, in the second layer. I have actually never beat Chaser before, or the area before him, so I got a friend to play with me. And it went incredibly poorly. I'm good, I'm alive. Good job! Oh, I'm gonna rage. It's fine.
Your ass is silly.
22 fortitude.
Ugh. Bro, what is your build? I wanna cry. What's up?
Okay, I'm a dumbass. No! Okay, are you dead?
No! What? You're right. Just don't block it! Don't block it!
I'm not blocking, I'm blocking.
Jump on the pillar! How much do you have?
Like 0.
Bro! Pillar 2 behind you.
I'm lagging my balls off!
You have a fucking... Oh my god!
Big thanks to him for making this video even possible, but it was rough. Going through the second layer for the first time was a complete crapshoot, as I barely knew how the environmental danger worked. Additionally, with the tricky level design, it fucked me over again and again, leading me to be carried. Literally carried to the boss on one occasion through the crazy monsters and environments that would have completely decimated me otherwise. Getting to the boss was one thing, but fighting it, fuck me. It's fine, he did no damage. He literally did no damage.
There you go. Stop that.
It's fine, he did no damage.
Spit on me.
Spit on him.
Oh, you're good. Jump on that. Oh shit, I got caught in it.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I got caught by it a little bit. 47.
47? Dodge. I'll tell you when to dodge.
Okay.
Block. Ferry. Dodge.
I'm hitting you, Mike. Oh.
Spit. Oh my god.
I'm alive.
If he has no jars, right?
Uh-oh. I'm good. I'm alive. Good job! Oh, after many attempts of pissing off my friend, we beat the boss. Suck a dick.
He survived.
Huh?
He survived.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
What do you mean?
Don't jump in the middle. Don't jump in the middle. That's it. That's it.
Can I
You're
have the
done.
trash loot? Oh, you got it. Now all we need to do is just go get the blood attunement with relatively no issues. Okay, I have this.
Okay, go back to the nuke. You have 3 of them?
Heart star, let me see. I have 2 of them, there's one more.
Fuck. So I told you to fucking grip them. You get it?
Yep. I'll grab all of them, just so then I'll get back up. Thank you.
Alright, go.
3 damn heart stars. Ah! Hey, whoa, what did I do? What did I do? Whoa, 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 whoa. Tell me something cool.
I'll do you like a Kazuya.
Alrighty. Woo! How would you rate this experience out of 10?
About a 6.
Oh, I thought you would call this like a fucking 1, like the most unbearable like tragedy you've ever had to endure in your life. Okay, new blood attunement. Let's begin. First, the trial of 1. For those who don't know, this is a way for low-level players to fight endgame mobs in an instance dungeon for increased XP. It's the most optimal way to skip the early game straight into the mid-game in a matter of about 15 minutes or so if you're skilled. It's an amazing way for skilled players to skip to the content they like without being underpowered, and for new players to get used to the endgame mobs without going through such high risk later. One of the best additions they've ever added to the game for sure. I've done the trial of 1 so many times, it's literally downloaded into my brain better than my last name. It's an enjoyable start to the game for sure. Straight out of the trial, we push out into Erisia, farm some things for a little bit, then go to Songseeker, and play that for a while until I'm tired of it. Now, let me tell you one thing I fucking hate about this game, and that's the split between Souls-like and roguelike in the worst way possible. This was a big factor on why I stopped playing the game, since even with my gutted performance and the poor servers, if this system was improved or removed, then I absolutely think I'd be still playing this game consistently to this day. Deepwoken is naturally a roguelike game, where permadeath and losing your character forever is commonplace. You should expect to die and to lose all of your progress. One thing about roguelikes that don't make them horrific to play is the fact that most of them can be completed quickly. If you die at the end of a roguelike, it'll take you an hour tops to get where you were in my experience. Maybe even less than 20 minutes. However, you cannot pair that with extremely difficult Sekiro-like combat. The combat of Sekiro is extremely precise, timing and reaction-based combat. You are intended to die many times in the game, so it's counterbalanced by giving you a revive feature to help alleviate the trial and error needed to learn and beat the game. Otherwise, without the revival feature, the game would be much more annoying to enjoy without sinking in a ridiculous amount of time. This is what makes Sekiro not rage-inducing to a point where I want to uninstall. Now, let's imagine you're playing Sekiro, right? Sekiro, I don't know how the fuck to pronounce it. When you die 3 times in a row, maybe it could be the bosses, the levels, that one enemy got you, you failed that parry, and now you die 3 times in a row. No biggie, right? Well, now you have to start a new save file. Yeah, you gotta start a new save file. All of your progress is dusted, and now you need to replay all of Sekiro to get back where you were. Do we see the problem here? If you combine a roguelike game with that combat system, you get the most rage-inducing, uninstall-encouraging, irritating gameplay loop I've ever seen in my life. Trying to adjust to the game's difficult combat that's as hard and maybe even harder than Sekiro due to the no revive feature, feints, mantras, vents, dodge cancels, dodges, and talents, and a horrible connection is one thing, but making players die permanently is just fucking lame. In a cryptic open world roguelike, this makes progression so infinitesimal to where it feels like brutal time sinks and Google are necessitated to understand or really play and enjoy the game in my experience. The hardest part of a Souls game is difficult trial and error based combat, with long attempts on bosses and levels that take hours. The worst part of a roguelike is a permadeath system. Souls games are counterbalanced by giving you an unlimited amount of attempts. Roguelikes are counterbalanced due to the short lifespan that each character will usually have. You either beat the game or you die quickly. You cannot have a roguelike system with long characters because then the design goes from easily remedial to discouraging and annoying. You cannot make a Souls-like have permadeath because it goes from a gradual learning experience to discouraging and annoying. Combine the worst of both worlds here with some of the hardest games you'll ever play in your life, and now you realize why I stopped playing this game. If the game leaned more into Souls-like with closer maps, constant checkpoints, and an infinite amount of attempts, I'd like it much more. If the game leaned into roguelike with shorter characters, then I'd like it more, not a horrible split between the two. After Song Seeker, we can finally get to Duke of Erisia, one of the 6 main bosses in the game, and this is actually one of the more cool aspects of the game for sure. You go through a questline where a friend of yours is killed, and now you have to investigate the mystery by breaking through the Duke's laboratory and fighting him. Tying in a boss to the loose story of the game to build up one side of the narrative is an interesting idea with voice acting to spice it up. Alright, well, time to get destroyed.
Nice.
As for the boss itself, it's obviously an easy win for the Duke. Of course, the second I swing, shitty ass neutral trade, bro. Okay, this game is a piece of shit. This is great, you know, this is great. Okay. Ah, I'm knocked. What? Well, to learn the boss some more, it's time to repeat the 15-minute run back an entire dungeon to get one chance at learning the boss. Yippee! Oh shit, I'm dead. Now I can go to the depths where I can wipe forever. Yeah, go figure. As much as I take fat wet shits on the game, the depths legitimately is incredible stuff. The unique enemies, geography, architecture added with the soundtrack of the region really give this place a lot of personality that's completely different from all the other areas. The unique color scheme helps with the underwater vibe that they were going for. The depths is canonically underwater, and one point of coherent game design to suggest this is the lionfish. On ground, they can only swim at you and bite you as they annoyingly swim underwater. Please make these enemies more fun other than hiding their animations in the water, thank you. But in the depths, they never swim away and you can actually see their whole body attributing to this idea. Busting out of the depths that has been massively improved from before, thank you.
The conditions have been fulfilled. They are to leave unscathed.
I decided this boss is hot buns, so I go along with my brother and we beat his ass. Hey, good shit. Thanks. I don't want to make this video so negative and make it seem like I'm shitting all over it, so let me include some positive points here. The first thing Deepwoken gets right is emotes. Deepwoken never feels like, to me at least, that it doesn't have enough content. With how many creative weapons there are, build options that are in the game, it always feels like there's always some new oath I can create, some part of the world that I can explore that I've never been to, offering an intriguing and unique experience of exploring the unknown that is quite enjoyable. Most of the main progression islands are fun to go through with some solid level design and environments. Each area feels like its own thing with a distinct enemy pool on each island, with monsters that are unique to that area. with each island providing its own challenge in a unique way. The enemy variety in the game never feels like it's too little or stretching itself too thin. The thing that Deepwoken does best, however, I think, is memorability. This game, regardless of how good or bad it is, will always be memorable in one way or another. Look at this dumb... If you see him move, immediately roll back. Look at this dumb bro. My bad.
What are you doing?
I'll take aggro.
Oh my, Mr. Mans, what are you doing?
That was nice.
Yep. I'm currently playing Deepwoken and I'm getting close to finishing my build. Safe to say that after I finish my build, I never fucking playing this game again. What is it? What is this game? Returning to the main route, I need to level up my character, so I need to beat more bosses because that's the optimal way of progression for me. I have never actually fought the Ferryman before, so why not? We hop on Noah's Ark to cross the Void Sea. It's a cool trip the first time, admittedly. The actual boss of the Boatman's Watch is quite interesting. The Ferryman has dialogue that gives him a lot of personality, with a theme that sounds like a dance. Whoever composed the track did an amazing job because that's exactly what it feels like in Phase 1 and 2. Basically, this boss has 4 moves. Clones that are just free armor and healing windows, lightning dashes that you need to parry since they're pretty hard to dodge while also giving you lots of posture damage, so you can't really block it. Purple javelin barrages to test quick movement, and lightning storms to test positioning. But also offense, since if you hit him during the attack, it doesn't do any damage. The most boring attack he has, where you just run away, is now his most engaging one, and biggest opening if you can take advantage of this. The game design here is one of Deepwoken's best, as every time the boss does an attack and you try to punish it, he will teleport away, repositioning himself, so you need to adapt to the new boss's position and the directions of his attacks every couple of seconds. Usually, I don't like the mechanic of bosses running away, but when the arena is so small and it's engaging the entire time, I can't say I'm complaining. 4 simple moves with a simple reaction of teleporting away in random positions make this fight quite fun. It is actually pretty rare that I genuinely and truly enjoy a combat encounter in this game. That was until I died. Shit, okay, let's go do a 7-minute run back while placing campfires down, using up my flint to get another shot at learning the boss. Fuck me. And then I died again, while not being able to power up because everything else was too slow for XP without traveling 10 miles. A waste of time. So I went to the depths, which was irritating because having the actual chance to wipe, and while being severely punished for it when trying to learn a boss, is annoying and infuriating game design. So once again I escaped, taking up even more time while running the chance to wipe my character. And after half an hour of YouTube videos and run back time for 3 attempts on a boss, I beat him.
Every game.
Okay. Yeah, so my dumbass didn't realize that there's a closer spawn at Miner's Landing, so it's partly on me, but still the gameplay loop of permadeath fucking sucks. With the boss defeated, I could finally attempt to start farming for my bell, and at this point, I had to wonder what I'm really here for. To get your bell, a special ability that requires lots of work and yields powerful abilities like teleportation, you kill a bunch of bosses or complete specific events. And at this point, a decent but memorable experience became a poor one. On my way to Boatman's Watch, I found Kaido spawn under me. Kaido, or the Dread Serpent, is a simple boss fight that happens in the water, so your movement is garbage. With 3 moves, with him really only having one that's severely overpowered, I encountered him and it was quite a shitty experience. I got stuck under the icy summit and died. Boring design, bloated HP, a simple moveset, and bad movement make this fight absolutely awful, which I lost a life to. Okay, back to the depths again where I could literally wipe forever, and I navigate my way through the entire city and escape the depths once again. Heading back to the ferryman, taking me another 30 minutes. Eventually I got to a point where I could consistently beat the boss. And while farming the boss for my bell multiple hours a day, multiple days in a row, the thought gets to me. What am I doing with my time? Okay, I'm farming a boss that I mildly enjoy for my bell and loot. I know I did say I really enjoyed him before, but once you refight a boss for multiple days in a row, yeah, you start to hate him. These ideas were pushed to the back of my mind as I played the game blindly without any consideration of what I was doing. Do I really need any of this loot? Well, not really. I'm max level with my desired weapon, and I have about 500 HP now, so it's not like I really need gear. Do I really need my bell? Well, you don't need it, but what I wanted was Blood Scourge, but for what? To just use it every once in a while? Afterward, I can go to layer 2 to get drip? Okay, I know. I'm sounding pretty damn pessimistic, like I'm going through some mental crisis over a Roblox game. But seriously, I thought about it, and I saw that what I was doing wasn't really for the better. Any video game can be oversimplified as a waste of time of going from X to Y to just beat it. But it's not a waste of time if you genuinely enjoy it. If you're here for the journey and not destination, that doesn't sound like a waste of time to me. If I'm only playing this game for destination, then I am playing for an objective, not an experience. A destination is a moment, but an experience is eternal. And if I'm being honest, I didn't really enjoy the experience so far to where I'd say it was worth it. It wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't what I'd go out of my way to play. I had to wonder what other incredible experiences I could have gotten in that time. My slot is still there, but after one final ferryman kill, I got off. For good. Just because it's a Roblox game doesn't mean that it can't be incredible. Deepwoken has proved that at many points it can match to real video games with how incredible many parts of the game are. Deepwoken has proved that at many points it can match to real video games with how incredible many parts of its game design are, such as atmosphere, soundtrack, boss design, etc. But that's also part of the problem. It's a Roblox game. Many of its problems with connection, servers, community come from the fact that it does come off Roblox. The platform I've sank thousands of hours into no longer has value for me as a solo player anymore, as now that I have the money and technology and time to play something better, it's much more worth it for me than to play something that's much more well produced, which is why I call Deepwoken Roblox's last hope. Because in the sea of garbage that will be infinitely more profitable than an actual quality game because it's flashy slop, there's a shard of extreme quality bringing me legitimately the best gameplay on this platform. Since I've stopped playing it consistently, it had many flaws, and while many of them have been improved now, my taste has evolved to where my standard of quality has been raised. I don't have time to be blowing hundreds of hours on something that I don't really enjoy. I am hopeful for the future of this game since there are many great parts about it, but unfortunately it's partly chained by a design philosophy of prioritizing expansion over refinement and many infuriating game design decisions that I just don't find enjoyable. A potent 6 out of 10 is how I feel.